Hashanah, Perek Gimel, Mishnah Aleph. Our Mishnah begins by giving us a case, Ra'uhu Bezdin, in a case where Bezdin saw the new moon themselves, V'chol Yisrael, and a large segment of Klal Yisrael also saw it, so it was public knowledge that the new moon had been seen. Or another case, Nechkeru ha'edim, or in a case where they had interrogated the Eidim had answered everything correctly, so in both cases Bezdin were ready to declare the day Chodesh, but v'lo hispiku loymar mekudesh ad shechashecha. But for whatever reason, they ran out of time, or for some other reason, Bezdin did not actually make the declaration of Rosh Chodesh before it had already become dark and the 31st day had already started. Harei zeh me'uba, says the Mishnah. This is a case where the previous month will be me'uba, it will be full, a full 30 days, and Rosh Chodesh will only be on day 31, not on day 30. Even though so many people had seen the new moon on day 30, although they had accepted the Eidos of day 30, it's too late. Once Bezdin failed to make the declaration on day 30 cannot be Rosh Chodesh. It's dependent upon the declaration of the Bezdin. Ra'uhu Bezdin bilvad. What about a case, as the Mishnah, where the Bezdin themselves were the only Eidim? The whole of the Sanhedrin, all 71 members saw the new moon, but nobody else did. There were no other Eidim that came other than Sanhedrin themselves. What needs to be the procedure? Yamdu shnayim, 2 out of the Sanhedrin stand up, ve'yo'idu bifneihem, and they give Eidos in front of their other colleagues. Ve'yoimu mekudesh mekudesh, and then they go through the normal ceremony. They say, the Bezdin says mekudesh, and everybody around says mekudesh mekudesh. Why is this necessary? We have a klal in the Gemara, Loi tehei shmiya gedola me'ri'iyah. Hearing is never better than seeing. If Bezdin themselves, who are able to declare Rosh Chodesh, have themselves seen the new moon, why can't they just stand up and say, okay, it's Rosh Chodesh? Why do they need to go through the whole ceremony of 2 standing up, giving Eidos in front of the others, etc.? The answer is, because making the declaration of Rosh Chodesh by Bezdin would be on the basis of Kabbalas Eidos. It would be on the basis that they themselves had seen the new moon. Since the time they saw the new moon was at night, and Kabbalas Eidos cannot be done at night, therefore they have to wait till the next day, and 2 of them have to go up and give Eidos during the day. Tosfos of Akiva Eiger here actually mentions that were it to be a case that Bezdin had seen the new moon during the day, just before it became night, then the next day they would be able to declare it Rosh Chodesh straight away without having to wait for 2 of them to stand up and give Eidos in front of the others. It was because it was seen at night, that's why they have to go through this procedure. The Mishnah carries on and tells us, Ra'uhu shloisha, if 3 of the Bezdin had seen the new moon, V'hein Bezdin. So it's exactly the same as the previous case, only the previous case was where the whole of Sanhedrin saw it, and here was a case where 3 members of the Bezdin who were eligible to declare Rosh Chodesh had seen it. Yamdu hashnayim, 2 of these 3 get up in order to give the Eidos, V'yoshivu mechavreihem eitzel hayochid, and they sit 2 others, they bring along to sit with a 3rd member who had actually seen the new moon with them, Ve'yo'idu bifneihem, and the 2 then give testimony about the new moon in front of the 3, Ve'yomu mekudesh mekudesh, and they go through the procedure and they say mekudesh, and they answer mekudesh mekudesh. The Meiri says, why do we need to go through this whole procedure? Why don't these 3 just stand, or 2 of the 3 stand up in front of the rest of the Sanhedrin and give Eidos in the normal way? And the answer is because these 3 must have been from the most illustrious and greatest out of the whole of Sanhedrin. And it would therefore not be bekovedik for them to stand up and give Eidos in front of a Dayanim who were not on the Madrega that they were. Therefore, you take the greatest of these 3, you sit him as the Bezdin with 2 others, and the other 2 give Eidos to that Bezdin. And the Mishnah concludes by telling us, She'ein hayochid ne'emon al yedei atzmai. One person singularly is not permitted, is not believed on his own to be a Bezdin. You need a minimum of 3. Why is that? Because the original mitzvah of Kiddush HaChodesh was given both to Moshe and Aaron, to 2 of them. And we have the rule, the general rule in Sanhedrin, which we learned from a pasuk, that we never have a Bezdin of an equal number, it must be an odd number, therefore the minimum size of a Bezdin must be 3 and cannot be 1. And that's why you needed to follow the procedure, that although you were left with just 1, you had to add another 2 to that 1, so that you had the minimum Bezdin of 3. V'ad kan, Mishnah Aleph.